am by name Victoria Olani. According to the United Nations, the Children's Day is the day of the year where we commemorate our most valuable resources, the children, and also ensure that they are given the tools not only to survive but also to thrive in the society. In Nigeria, May 27 has been set aside to celebrate the children. Happy Children's Day to all children all over the world. Because of the season we are, we need to discuss on the children. Today's edition is titled the National Homegrown School Feeding Program for the Children. Before we go on into the topic of today, let me quickly read out the extract from the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, the journey so far. The Nigeria National Homegrown School Feeding Program, the AGSF program, was formally launched by the country's Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, at a special meeting of the federal and state ministers and the school feeding stakeholders at Abuja around 2017. The AGSF program was part of the 500 billion naira funded by the Social Investment Program as announced by the Buhari's administration to tackle poverty and improve the health and education of children and other vulnerable groups. When this was fully realized, the school feeding component of this program aimed to support the state to feed over 24 million children, which make it the largest school feeding program of its kind in the whole of Africa. The Homegrown School Feeding Program aimed to provide free school meals from food procured from local small-scale farmers, as it seeks to strengthen the community across the country by 1. Improving school enrollment and completion. Nigeria currently has a primary school dropout rate of about 30%. Improving child nutrition and health. Nigeria has been tagged as the third most populous country with chronically undernourished children all over the world. 3. Strengthen the local agricultural economy by providing a school feeding market for farmers to sell their produce. And 4. To create employment opportunities with jobs such as catering, processing, farming, and so on. The federal government has projected over 13.154 billion naira for the Homegrown School Feeding Program, which commenced on Thursday, 14th of May 2020 at Abuja. Under the new arrangement, each of the 3.132 million households is to receive a take-home ration valued at 4,200 naira, which is made up of 5 kg of rice, 5 kg of beans, 500 milliliters of vegetable oil, 25 milliliters of palm oil, 500 milligrams of salt, and made up of 5 kilograms of rice, 5 kilograms of beans, 500 milliliters of vegetable oil, 75 milliliters of palm oil, 500 milligrams of salt, 15 pieces of egg, and 140 grams of tomato paste. The targeted beneficiaries can be defined as children in primary 1 to 3 in primary school participating in the program. A total of 3,131,971 households is targeted for this intervention. The government employs vouchers, which are the QR coded, serialized as well as the time and the date stamped. Identified households will be able to access the take-home ration from distribution centers. Households will be given uncooked food items, which have been assessed and approved by the nutrition experts as adequate for children. Over 6,000 schools will serve as distribution centers for clusters of community, except in some states with unique security and safety issues where other structures will be used. That is the extra from the National Homegrown School Feeding Program. We have in the house Juman and Mark Fuller. You're welcome, ma'am and sir.
Thank you.
Juan, what do you say to this program?
The program is lovely, laudable, and well packaged, but in Nigeria, this cannot be holistically and correctly implemented. There are some truths that the Nigerian government are not telling the citizens, like they are not the main or the only one bankrolling the program. The program is UNICEF program, which Nigeria is a member. Nigeria joined UN in 7th of October 1960. UNICEF is the acronym of United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, formerly United Nations Children Fund. UNICEF is a special program of the United Nations devoted to aiding national efforts of the children by improving the health, education, and the general welfare of children. UNICEF is a United Nations agency responsible for providing developmental and humanitarian aid to children worldwide, based in UN headquarters in New York City. It is among the most widespread and recognizable social organization with the presence of 192 countries and territories. UNICEF activities include immunization and prevention of disease, providing treatments for children and mothers with HIV, enhancing childhood and maternal nutrition, improving sanitation, basic education, and providing emergency relief in response to disasters.
Thank you, Dr. Juan. Now, for that, what are the QR coded for?
The QR is a quick response that can be read quickly by a cell phone. They are used to take a piece of information from a transitory media and put into one cell phone. QR code may be used to display text to the user. When a beneficiary displays such code at any collective center of parliament, then the official will verify maybe the authentication is real. If genuine, the palliative will be given to the person.
Dr. Juan, in the last question, you went on and on about UNICEF. So tell us, what is the mode of the operation of the UNICEF?
UNICEF cooperates with governments and non-governmental organizations, the NGOs. UNICEF saves and protects the world's most vulnerable children, working to ensure children's rights and providing health care, immunizations, nutrition, access to safe water for drinking, and sanitation services. Basic education, protection, and emergency relief, e.g. COVID-19, the supply of COVID-19 relief materials to children. Conditional cash transfer are in Nigeria, and the cash transfer program for girls' education in 2 states in Nigeria, that is Niger and Sokoto. UNICEF contributed to the analysis, design, and inception of the federal government cash transfer program in addition. In addition, the Office of the Vice President requested for UNICEF support to prepare 61 implementation of guidelines for the program. UNICEF collaborated with the drafting procurements, financial and co-responsibilities manual for the federal cash transfer program, as well as a business case for social protection in Nigeria. States like Ondo, Osun, Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Enugu, Ekiti, Lagos, and Rivers states were active. UNICEF also provided training to civil servants in this and other states on the designing, implementation, and costing of social protection policies and programs.
So, Mark Phillips, what do you feel about the homegrown school feeding program?
I think the government should be more realistic in their policy. I'm quite sure that the UNICEF has a standard. I strongly believe Nigeria government should be able to synchronize with UNICEF. One of the things that Chief Obafemi Awolowo did was to provide all school pupils with quality and free education and feed them at the end of third term. And the children were doing great, according to my dad and research. The federal government of Nigeria feed students from primary 1 to primary 3, and the state feeds students from primary 3 to primary 6. Stop pushing unnecessary burden to the state. Let them stop pushing unnecessary burden to the state. This is not right, according to me. But why should we just go to country, copy and paste what is in their own country and paste it into Nigeria program? It isn't right. Let them check templates that worked in Nigeria, not templates that worked in US or Canada, and we should come and paste it back here in Nigeria. Let them check Chief Obafemi Awolowo template on how to grow school fast. I mean all schools.
Thank you, Mark Phillips. So, Mark Phillips, please help us with the cost of feeding pupils that are targeted for this intervention.
Well, I'm not a specialist in calculating each amount, but I'll try. Nigeria projected of feeding 9 million students in a day, that is 5 times in a week. I learned a meal per person cost 100 naira. Initially, it was between 50 to 70 naira.
Yes.
If we were to put this 9 million projected by the government into calculation, let's see how it cost. That is 9 million times 100 naira. That is 900 million in a day. Let's see how much it will cost in a month. That is 900 million times 5 days times 4. That is 18 billion naira. Let's see how much it will cost in a term. That is 3 times 18 billion. That is 56 billion naira.
Lisa, that 3 in that place, I don't understand how the 3 come about in that calculation.
We have 3 months in a term.
Oh.
You know, we've talked about how much it costs in a month and a day. But how much it costs in a month is 18 billion.
Yes.
But in 3 months, it's 18 times 3 months. That is 54 billion naira.
Okay.
So we'll calculate now how it will cost in a year. And we have 3 sections, that is
3 things.
3 terms, yeah. First term, second term, and third term. So if we multiply 54 billion times 3, that is 162 billion naira. That is a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
If Nigeria government can use 162 billion naira to buy notebook, textbook, sandal, to train teachers, to employ educated teachers, To employ sound teachers, children will do better. Free food cannot make children active. Somewhere in the north where the homegrown school feeding practice is being practiced, the people in that area uses the school as free eatery, eat and go. Immediately they finish eating, they go, and the next day they come back
Just to eat.
just to eat in the north. Just like free eatery.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mark Phillips. So, Joanne, what do you have to say to what Mark Phillips just said?
90% of these pupils that they are feeding don't have textbooks, no writing materials, no drinkable water, not even chair in a classroom. They sit down on the floor. The one that is even worse is that they do not have a classroom. They teach under a tree. How can they learn? And you are feeding them. My dad used to sing an old school song by Coolio. They say I got to learn, but no one to teach me. Tell me, how can they learn when they are not qualified teachers? No learnable environment. This is truly a gangster program. Why are we so blind to see? Tell me, why? Why are we so blind to see that this program cannot and it will not withstand the test of time? How profitable is this business to the vendors? How profitable is 100 naira per meal to the vendors? Let's agree that one cook of rice will take care of 10 pupils. That is 100 naira times 10. That's 1,000. How much is a gongo of rice? Gongo of rice is around 600. Yeah, 600 naira. Then the pepper and the ingredients, if they are to cook rice. The pepper and the ingredients for the soup, it is 300 naira. Transport, 30 naira. The wood of gas that are going to use to cook the food, 30 naira. If we add everything together, that will give us 960 naira. 1,000 minus 960.
40 naira.
So the vendors will only make 40 naira profits. It is not profitable. If they're now cooking for 100 pupils, that is 40 times 10. So they'll just make 400 naira profit. If they have people that are working under them, what do they pay them? Is it 5 naira, 30 naira, 1 kobo? Seriously, I don't think these vendors, the catchers, will make meaningful profits.
Thank you, Dr. Joanne, but we're running out of time. So, your final takes on this issue.
I will humbly beg the federal government to empower our parents to be able to feed us, the children, by providing stable economy in Nigeria. What makes the Western Nigeria, the Yorubas, distinct and unique in terms of education is the UPN lead by Chief Obafemi Awolowo. It was well structured, free education, not free food. Children were in school not because of food, not because of they want to eat and go and beg. No, because they want to learn. Even if the government want to feed the people, they should resurrect Operation Feed the Country, Feed the Nation by Obafemi Awolowo, by
Obasanjo.
I think Obasanjo. Thank God Obasanjo is still alive. They should go, they should research. They should go into research. They should check all those countries and all those states like the Lagos State, Ogun State, Old Oyo State, Old Ondo State. They should check. They should dig out the Chief Obafemi Awolowo strategy on growing the educational sector in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Juan. Now, follow your fanatics.
My final takes is that government should discourage adults in giving birth to children they cannot cater for. Let the federal government of Nigeria urgently look into the issue of almajiri. The issue of almajiri in the north is getting out of hand. Almajiri meaning students. Let the government of Nigeria look into the issue of almajiri before the almajiri graduate into a more deadlier group than Boko Haram. Thank you and happy Children's Day.
Thank you very much for coming once again, Juan and my fellows. So we've come to the end of the program. Join us next time as we give you more exciting topics on Be the Guest. I remain your presenter, Victoria Olani. So please don't forget to like, subscribe,